Hello and welcome to another edition of The Hot Seat, and today I've got a special guest and we're going to ask him some questions. It's going to get really hot. But first though, welcome, thank you for joining us, Ayesh De Fonseka, Managing Director of Tiesh.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, driven by you.
Hi Lloyd, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Ayesh, so I'm going to start off with, again, us being in lockdown. You did mention this a while ago in an interview. You said, look, you're the type of guy that you like to stay home, not go out. You like to have a simple dinner with the family and that sort of thing. But seeing that we've been in lockdown for 2 years, kind of on and off, do you still feel the same way, or are you just raring to go out, or have you been enjoying it?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I think things have changed a lot for everyone in lockdown. And I think that's probably something that's changed for most people. I think we all need a little bit of excitement, or at least meeting a few friends. So I think nowadays, whenever the opportunity arises, we try and meet up with friends and just like get out a bit more. So I think that's definitely a little bit of a change for me as well.
Right. And, you know, again, happy belated birthday, by the way. Spending it in lockdown, what have you been, you know, because it's been a time where people have been reflecting quite a bit. What have you been the most grateful for this year?
It's been a tough year. I think personally, as well as from a business point of view, I think it's just about, for me, it would be about the fact that everyone, like most of our family and friends are still surviving in a business way, and everyone's keeping healthy and happy, which is a massive benefit compared to lots of people that are going through a lot of hardship.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most grateful for me. I think I'm most grateful for, and that's about it really. I think it's just about, again, 2020 was about survival, and I think 2021's been about the same thing. So just trying to get by and make sure we make it on the other end.
Yeah, certainly, man. I think we're all counting on that. And seeing that, you know, you do spend quite a bit of time in the city in Colombo, and then of course you share your time with being back in Kandy. I don't know where you've spent the majority of your time in lockdown. But if you had to pick one, where would you rather be?
I mean, I love aspects of both. I mean, I love the Colombo lifestyle as well, but I think Kandy is great for lockdown because, again, you are locked down. You can't go out or meet anyone or see people. So I think Kandy being a little bit greener and having a little bit more fresh air, it's just nice a place to just be stuck and been getting into the home workouts and all the different trends happening on the different social media channels. So that's been good.
Yeah.
Lockdown in Kandy, yeah.
Also, Ayesh, now again, you being in the family business, being in the jewelry sector, were you ever given the choice to maybe do something else? Or from the get-go, your dad was like, listen, go live your life, have a great time in Australia, wherever you want to go, but you better come back. Did you ever have a choice?
It's totally different for me, and including my father was always, don't get into the business. He was always very much do something totally different. So the first time I walked into this showroom was in 2009, or at least to the business side of the showroom, because we were not allowed to come in, my sister and I, during working hours, because he never wanted to give us that entitlement of, look, whatever happens, you can walk into a business. So he always said, look, this is my thing. You guys go find your own thing to do and find what kind works for you. So Australia, did my uni, well, we were there when we were younger, and then went back for uni, and then I was working for a bank over there for a long time, and was very happy, settled in the banking lifestyle. What happened was I came over to Sri Lanka for a 2-week break just to see my father before I started a new role with the bank, and spent time visiting the mines, visiting all our wholesalers in Ratnapura, and also just having a chat to the staff here. And then realize what a huge family at Tiesh we have. We have about 102 staff in Kandy, and right now about 35 in Colombo as well. It's big family that sort of we have to take care of and make sure that they can go on as well, because there's a lot of people depending on the business to move forward.
Yeah, so that's what convinced you.
It's a gradual back, I think. It was a gradual move.
Right, right. Now that you've been in the business, how long has it been since 2009?
Since
have they, you know, as much as it's a responsibility to not just, you know, make sure the business grows and, you know, does well and, you know, in turn, you know, looks after the people that are a part of it. Are there days when you miss being in the banking sector in Australia? Did you ever think about it?
100%. I think there are always those what ifs, and I think lockdown was one. Initial lockdown as well was one of those what ifs. What if I never moved back, or what if I was doing something different?
Yeah.
Because you do see different your friends or your peers going through other experiences overseas. I mean, for instance, I have a very close friend in London who's absolutely living it up now because they're completely out and about, no masks and stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, why don't you come over here? You can just get into banking here and work a while, and But it's not that for us, I think, and for me especially, it's about making sure that we bring back something to Sri Lanka, and we've got such a responsibility as citizens of Sri Lanka that can do something for the greater good as well.
Yeah.
And just make sure that these businesses survive and all these families have something to look forward to as well.
Yeah. Now, speaking about Tiesh as a business, Tiesh has gone from strength to strength, and even recently you launched Pure Gold, which again was, I think, a completely new market. I mean, given that you were focused on the tourism sector mostly, then you opened up this new brand, this line for the Sri Lankan audience. Then moving into Pure Gold. How difficult has this been, like in the pandemic especially?
Yeah, it was actually very, very testing times because we started construction of the new business in 2019, or the expansion of the Colombo office. And Easter bombings hit as we started, so that took us a little bit further back. Then again, 2020, as we were coming towards the next stage again, COVID hit. So it's been all and I think the opening or the expansion to Pure Gold took us probably about a year longer than we should have, just because of these setbacks. And again, we opened in March this year, then we've had 2 lockdowns since. So it hasn't been smooth. But I think we're always sort of positive about the future. We have something very different to show the local market. There's a lot of experience that we've gained from the tourism trade in the last 30 odd years. And even the showroom back here, though it looks empty now, I mean, going back before the COVID times, you have about 200 to 300 people walking through the showroom daily. So we have a lot of experience from that international clientele, who is also very picky, like our local ladies. They want specific things done, and we've got a lot of experience in that field. So we'd love to bring that sort of expertise into the local sector as well.
Yeah, I think that goes a long way. And speaking of jewelry, Tiesh, now recently we found the biggest sapphire cluster in the world, the Serendipity cluster, sapphire, that was found in Sri Lanka. What's been the craziest maybe stone or cluster that you've come across in your time in the jewelry sector?
So we don't deal with a lot of rough stones because there's a lot of risk that goes into buying rough and cutting and polishing. But what we do have, and it's actually based in the safe back there, which we'll show you another time, we've got a 332 carat blue star sapphire, and it's called Tiesh Blue Empress, and that's one of the biggest retail stones in the world. So retail meaning in a retail environment or a showroom environment, a lot of people refuse to house big stones because it's a risk of having security and all that. So we've got one in Candy showroom, and it's one of our masterpieces. It's a massive golf ball image, and I'll send the pictures to you soon or once we get off air. So that's a special piece. And also I think around the world I've seen some fabulous stones, and any blue sapphire that I see I always get drawn into. I think it's a beautiful stone, and I think the star sapphires of Sri Lanka are something special.
Next level. And we're known for it,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if there was another brand, like another jewelry brand, maybe a local one or an international one that you're a fan of, or one that you want to kind of, you take inspiration from for Tiesh, is there one that you can tell us?
I think the big 3 for me have always been, and I admire them for the way that they market, and they just come up with new concepts. It would have to be Tiffany, Cartier, going back the years, and Bulgari. For me, Bulgari does a beautiful job with highlighting colored stones. And for us also being in Sri Lanka and having such an array of colored sapphires and other semi-precious stones, Bulgari for me is fantastic. Yeah. I think they've got some beautiful colored stone jewelry, and I always admire the way that they set them. Yeah.
Yeah. We love what you do, by the way. Speaking of which, when it comes to jewelry, what are you a bigger fan of? Are you someone that likes watches, or what do you spend your most money on when it comes to jewelry?
Oh, you hit the nail on the head there with that.
Watches.
So been an addiction that has gone. It's been something that I've treasured a long time. I always, have the next watch that I want to buy. So I have a little savings kitty that I put aside, which is at the moment. But the watches, and I love jewelry. So as men, we are not lucky enough to wear a lot of things. I do have my signet ring that I wear pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And besides that, lapel pins for guys, or earrings if you fancy. But I think jewelry in general, it's a beautiful thing, whether it's male or female. And I'm lucky enough to work in an industry that I get to hang around jewelry the whole time, because I think it's absolutely stunning.
And Ayesh, we really do hope things get better soon for the jewelry sector and all the other sectors involved right now. But we've put together a special quick fire round for you.
Oh, nice.
This one's going to get hot. So we'll start whenever you're ready.
Ready, let's go.
Okay. What's been your greatest failure?
Greatest failure, not completing my gemology degree yet.
Okay.
Midway through that.
Sapphires or diamonds?
Sapphires.
Okay. Favorite men's designer in Sri Lanka? We're going to give you two options. Fawzul Hamid or Asanka Dimel?
Oh, you got me. I just spoke to Asanka this morning as well. Can we go a split? Okay. I'll say Fawzul, because I wear more sort of Western clothes, and even the shit is from his, so Fawzul, unfortunately. Sorry, Asanka.
You also love cars, so...
Yes.
Yeah. Mercedes, BMW, Audi or Range Rover?
BMW. I think it's a nicer car to drive.
Yeah.
It's a fun car.
It's a more driver's car, isn't it?
It is. It really is. It really is.
Since you love watches, Rolex, Omega or Hublot?
Rolex. I think the old boy always goes well, and they do a fantastic job on their watches. Yeah.
If you were going to retire today, Ayesh, right? And you're going to chill for the rest of your life, how much money would you need? Do you think you'd need for the rest of your life?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Just ballpark figure that comes to your head.
Ballpark figure. I think a nice cool mill would be good, USD.
Oh, yes.
Invest it appropriately and just have. And I think lifestyles have changed actually with COVID. I think you can live off a lot less, just managing it properly.
Yeah. All right.
So
okay.
That would. But yeah, dreaming.
Solid bill. If you were stranded on a tropical island and you could only take two things with you, tropical island, what would they be? Two things. Not people.
Well, swimming trunks. Don't want to do a nudie run. Or am I alone? Am I? But anyway, swimming trunks just in case. And some sun.
You live off the land. What supply is running low in your house right now? Perfect.
I think I've run through most of everything's gone, and I think if we've got an extension coming on, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah,
but
man.
Nothing.
Right, I feel you. What is the most expensive thing you've ever bought?
Probably, I've got a BMW 7 Series from a few years ago, like a good while ago, but it was a massive investment at the time. So
the gold-colored one.
Put in everything towards it, yeah. So that's still going strong. It's on its 7th year now, so yeah.
Sushi, Sri Lankan or Chinese?
I think Sri Lankan, because I think on a weekly spectrum, I'd probably have Sri Lankan rice and curry at least 4 to 5 times a week. So
yeah. Speaking of food, in the city, plaza or pilaus?
I used to be a massive pilaus fan. I've changed. I'm plaza now.
Dude, man, there's so many. Yeah.
There's so much. It's so much better. Plaza now.
Shots fired. TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know. I think TikTok's still growing on me. I haven't got on board yet.
Yeah.
Thinking about getting business profiles on there, but let's have a look.
Yeah.
Still growing.
This is a good one. Better to cry in a Lamborghini or laugh in a Bajaj?
I think tears of joy in the Lamborghini. I think. Why not? And you got a nice ride. Cry in there.
Yeah. I'm with you. If you could be on a TV show, Narcos, Money Heist, or Game of Thrones?
Wow, you got me up. I was just watching Narcos in the morning when I was getting my little bit of a workout in. But so Game of Thrones looks lovely, but there's going to be a lot of killing, so I probably won't survive one of the episodes. So I think Narcos.
Narcos?
Just get shot, run away.
Sri Lankan musicians, Yohani, Amaradeva, or Stigmata?
Yohani's getting a lot of love these days, so let's go with the good old Amaradeva, because I think he's an absolute legend. Still listen to some of his music. I know people find it really weird, but my Apple iTunes and stuff is so weird. I've got all genres of music in there, and I go to these classic Amaradeva songs on and off, because I think he's untouchable
Classic
still.
Yeah. Favorite Sri Lankan model from the list we've given you here? Stephanie Siriwardana, Jacqueline Fernandez, or Deepak?
Oh wow, we've got Deeps in there too. We've got two friends.
We had to.
So we've got both of them. Okay, so we've got Steffi and Deep. So what we'll do is we'll go with Jacqueline, just so that they can fight amongst each other instead of Deepak.
We're burning bridges on this show, you know? Is what we do. Alright, this one, man. Okay, so kiss, marry, avoid. Lohan Ratwatha, Mervyn Silva, or Duminda Silva?
Oh, kiss, marry, or avoid, was it?
Yeah. Kiss, marry, avoid.
Avoid all three? Because I think it'll just be saying everyone a
I must say,
stay away.
yeah, this question you can avoid. Okay. The final one, best dressed, worst dressed. Malsha Kumartunga, Shalin Balasuria, Nadia Fernando, Ajay Veer Singh, or Kapila Rasnaika?
Oh, we've got best dressed and worst dressed.
Yeah.
So again, you've got a few friends in there, so I think I like how Marsha, Shalin, Ajay, all of them dress.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we'll have to put Kapil in the worst dress. The others are all in the best. I think. And Nadia's fashionista, right?
Yeah. Ayesh, thank you so much for being on the hot seat. Before we say goodbye, where can people find you and what you're up to? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I've got my own Instagram, which is Ayesh De Fonseka, and then the main ones are actually our showroom. So we've got Tiesh Sri Lanka and Pure Gold by Tiesh. That will always have new things happening, and we've got a few things in the pipelines for when we do open up. Fingers crossed for the 1st of October. We've got a lot of things happening, and new sales and new specials coming on for all our loyal customers. So hopefully we can get up and running, and I think Sri Lanka needs it now. I think this is the time to actually pull in together, and I think actually support Sri Lankan brands. There are a lot of people talking about it, but I think actually go out there and buy Sri Lankan products from, in our case, if it's retailers who are bringing things down even, I think it's important to make sure that economic cycle starts turning, and that's a massive difference.
Wonderful. Ayesh, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Lloyd. Have a great day.
There you have it, and that was the hot seat with Ayesh De Fonseka. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and share the video. And who would you like to see next on the hot seat? Let us know in the comments below. My name's Lloyd, and we're done for today. Goodbye.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, driven by you.